Hello dear students. Today we are going to start a physics topic, that is our first chapter, that is matter. First of all, a question rises in our mind. What is matter? Definitely anything in this universe which occupies a space and has some mass is called as matter. Means a matter has mass and a space, and it occupies a space. Means that matter has two things necessary, that it should have mass and it should occupy some space. For example, if we are taking this chalk and I am putting here, it will occupy some space. Definitely if we weight it, we will find some masses because it is made up of some particles. Definitely it has some masses, so it is a matter. Yes, chalk is an best example of matter. Anything in this classroom, if we say that board is also a matter because it has occupied some space and it has some masses. Bench, desk, etc. Whichever we looking and that is occupying some space and have some mass is called as matter. Definitely, so we always keep in mind that matter has two things, that is mass and it will occupy some space. Okay, the space occupied by any matter or object is called as volume of that object. Definitely, if we are saying that a duster is occupying some space, this duster is occupying some space. Definitely, the space occupied by this duster will be the volume of this duster. Okay, so the space occupied by any object, any matter is called its volume. Okay. A matter has more mass, even it occupies lesser space and vice versa. Okay, if we will take some cotton, let it take 1 kg of cotton and 1 kg of iron. 1 kg of iron we will put in a small bag, while of 1 kg cotton we cannot put in a big bag because it will occupy more space, while the iron of same mass will occupy less space. Okay, so this statement I thought that you will able to understand. A matter has more mass even if it occupies lesser space and vice versa. Composition of matter. Composition of matter means what the matter is made up of. Basically, if we broke any matter on the smallest possible particles, after that we cannot able to broke it, that particle, the smallest possible particles or the smallest units of that particle is called as atom. Atom means atom is the smallest possible units of any matter. Means definitely any matter is made up of what? That is atom or molecules. A group of atoms is called as molecules. Definitely, if we are taking an example, simply O means oxygen. Is it possible to find that O everywhere in this universe? No, because atom does not exist independently. It will be combined with another oxygen and form O2, that is called as molecules. Group of atoms, that is called as molecules. Okay, now our next topic is a state of matters. A state of matters, basically there are 3 phases of any matter. 3 phases, that is called as states of matter. That phases are solids, liquids and gases. There is also also question with you all that how these three phases occurs. Why any matter occurs in these three phases, that is solid, liquid and gases. First of all, we understood with some example what is solids. Anything which have a fixed volume, we called it as a solid. For example, duster, which we not press it has a fixed volume, so it is a solid. Simply, this is chalk. It is also in the form of solid. We cannot compress it. We cannot deform it easily. That's why we call this state of matter is called as a solid. Okay, why it is not deformable by applying small force? Because there is a small gap, less gap between the particles of this matter, that is called as a solid. Means the arrangement of particles in such a way that there is a lesser space between the particles of that matter and that phase of matter, that is called as solid phase, and a space is called as intermolecular space. If we arrange in a such a way that the space between the particle is less and that gap is called between the particles, there is a gap, and after arranging that particles, that gap is called as intermolecular space, and if this is less, the intermolecular force between the particles will be strong. Okay, means let us see here, if there is a larger gap, there is no intermolecular force between these two hands. If we decreasing the gaps decreasing closely, tightly packed, and decreasing as much as possible, then there is a strong bond between them, there is a strong force between them. That force is called as intermolecular force. That is a strong force. When a space is less, force is strong. When a space between these particles of matter is moderate, the force will be also moderate, intermolecular force, and that phase of matter is called as liquids. In gaseous, the intermolecular space is larger means intermolecular force will be lesser, because one is here and another molecule is here. There is a far gap between these two molecules. That's why there is a less intermolecular force between these particles. That's why this way the particles arrange to form its phases. That's okay. Thank you, all of you.